Hello everybody, welcome to Zaleski Sports Coach on the Couch. I'm Joe Anderson, and today I'm joined by loyal head girls basketball coach Mike Rueth. And Mike, we're going to talk to you a little bit about your season, but first of all, tell the people out there in TV land a little bit about your background and what brings you back to coaching.
Well, so this is my 21st year of coaching, head coaching in Loyal. I did it 8 years as a head boys basketball coach. I think this is my 13th year as girls coach. Coming back every year, I've always said, like, it's time to get out when you have a hard time, like, walking to practice after school, and so I still enjoy the after school time. I can't wait to get to practice. Practice is the thing that I think I come back for the most. I really enjoy practice. Obviously, the kids, the relationships you have with the kids, not only during the season, but the alumni that come back and help, and it's always nice to see what you would call the family that comes back and visits, but yeah, I still enjoy coaching. I think I always enjoy the beginning of the year. You always see where you're at, and then as you progress throughout the year to see where you can get your team to be at the end of the year, and I think that's always the challenge, and I think that's the challenge that I enjoy every year.
Speaking of reflecting back, though, let's look back to last year. What were some of the high points from last year's season?
Well, I believe we were below 500 last year. It was a tight conference last year, so I think the part about last year that was enjoyable was every game was very competitive. It's easy as a coach if you have an outstanding team to win by 20, and it's just easy, and that's not the case with us last year, and won't be the case with us this year either. But the high points were just, again, I just enjoyed the team that we had last year. I like how hard they played. I don't know, it wasn't one of my most talented teams that we've had in the past, but again, it was another team that just played their tails off for the team and for the program. We got to the playoffs and we played a very competitive game in the playoffs that we lost, but I don't know. It was just another fun season. Good group of kids. I like the work ethic, and I just think we got the most out of the team that we had.
As I recall, last year it was rather unique that Loyal swept Columbus, and then Columbus swept Gilman.
Yeah.
And I think Gilman swept us.
Yeah, and it was like that. We played two really good games against Gilman. We lost on the last second shot at Gilman.
Right.
We had some very competitive games against Columbus that we swept them. Really the Gilman games were the games that, was the difference between us playing in that crossover game, and Columbus was the team that played in it, and
right.
We swept them, so
yeah.
It was like I said, it was a very competitive conference, other than Neillsville, and Neillsville's an elite basketball team and program, so
right.
I feel like it's going to be like that this year too. It's going to be Neillsville, and it's going to be where everybody else falls into place after that. So,
speaking of this year, I'm going to throw some names out of some of your players. Senior Sheila Tellock. Tell us a little bit about Sheila.
Yeah, Sheila's our only senior. When she was in junior high, there was a time when she was our only 8th grader. So she was the only kid that went out for basketball, stuck it out. Sheila has, for us, she's always been a work in progress for us. She got thrown in, I think, her sophomore year early because we had to throw her in maybe wasn't ready for the varsity level,
right.
But we had to play her early, and so every year she's just gotten a little bit better. And it's hard to be a leader on a team when you're the only senior. I think sometimes it helps when you have others that you can throw things at. So
right.
She's done a nice job of being vocal in practice and being that leader. And I, for the most part, I think she's welcomed the other leadership that we get from our juniors. So, I'm looking forward for her to have a really good year again this year. She's always tried to develop her shot and develop her weak hand, and she's worked on that in the off season. And so I'm really looking forward to see the progress that she's made from her off season work.
Olivia Nicolai, tell us a little bit about her.
Yeah, Olivia, she's probably one of our most skilled basketball players on our team. Again, the last 2 mornings she said, "Coach, can we come in the morning early and work on my shot?" And so we come in and work. So she's always trying to get better, which is really important. Again, a kid that I think has gotten better from last year. I mean, it's early. We've only played one game this year, but she's looked good in practice. She's become a much better teammate this year than what she has maybe been in the past. That's always a work in progress for some kids, and I just really enjoyed coaching her, obviously, but yeah, she brings a lot of skill to our team. She's a threat for us from the outside, and defensively, again, she's getting better and better every year. So I'm just looking forward to what she can do for us this year.
Addison Wolf, can you?
Well, Addison, she last year as a freshman started on volleyball, varsity starter, varsity in basketball. Really good athlete.
And she comes from a long line of.
Yeah, and then she had a great track season. So she's obviously a great athlete.
Right.
Yeah, again, Addison is always a work in progress, and the thing about Addison, even though she is a very good athlete, she's willing to listen, and she's coachable, and she is always willing to put the extra time in to get better. She's not satisfied with where she's at right now as she was as a freshman,
right.
Whereas now as a sophomore. She had a great volleyball season too. So there's a lot of upside to Addison Wolf, and I can look forward to coaching her the next few years.
What about I named some. Let's let you name a few.
Well, we got Autumn Zovalena. Mm-hmm. She'll be one of the starters. She long, lengthy, athletic. Again, I feel like we're not very deep, but we got some athletes that play on this team.
Okay.
I think she's just a great teammate. I mean, you saw that in volleyball she's always the first one to cheer if someone made their first points, or
right.
If someone did very well in their varsity volleyball game. If they're a little nervous, she's the person that is really that vocal leader for us. Like I said, athletic. Boy, she's gotten better from last year. Her shot's really improved. Mm-hmm. So again, if we can keep her healthy and keep the group that we have playing healthy, I feel like we can be very competitive, and she's just a really big piece of the puzzle for us. Jordan Corder's another one. She's has very little varsity experience. Mm-hmm. Got to play with us this summer. Smart kid. You don't have to tell her twice. It's nice having, you coach these girls and they're good in the classroom, and so, you don't have to repeat yourself a lot of times, these kids, though. But she's obviously really a work in progress. She's an undersized post. She's going to have to play post for us. Okay. But again, very coachable, very deserving of her position. I'll have I'll have Summer Smith and Mallory Jacoby coming off the bench for us. Mallory's a freshman and Summer's a sophomore. And Mallory may not be ready for varsity, and okay. Summer may not be ready for varsity, but her numbers are low, and so they're going to have to fill in for us. Okay. Summer brings a lot of energy to our team. She's just a go-getter. Just never stops. She's over those cross-country kids. They have high energy and great endurance. Mm-hmm. She's learning the game. She's got a long ways to go as far as the IQ part of the game, but again, very coachable player. And then Mallory Jacoby is a freshman. I think she had 8 points for us our first game against Marathon. Okay. Came off the bench, and she's not afraid to pull the trigger. She's, she's not afraid to offensively play. She's got a long ways to go on defense. But again, there's a kid that you talk to these girls, and they look at you in the eye. They're willing to listen and learn, and again, she's going to be a great player for us down the road at the varsity level this year. She's going to be a work in progress, and she's got a lot to learn, but just a wonderful kid. So I don't know if I missed anybody or not. I feel like I got everybody. I got Addison and Autumn and Sheila and Olivia and Jordan, and so I'm pretty sure that's pretty much the group that I'm going to go with this year. So, and hopefully we can stay healthy.
Outlook for the season. What are some of your goals that you're looking for, and general overall in the conference?
Well, there's no doubt in my mind that we're gonna hit some hard times throughout our season. We play some pretty good teams, mm-hmm. and I'm not sure if we're at that level or not. So how are we going to learn from maybe some bad losses? Is what I'm going to look for from this group of kids. What's going to be interesting is the games that we feel that we can compete in, or the games that we can win. How are we going to respond during those games? Are we going to play to the level, or are we going to try to play better than the level that we're the competition that we're playing? So that's going to be kind of the thing that I'm going to look for from my team, as far as where's their mental state, pre-game, where's their mental state after game, But as far as outlooks for us, I really don't know. I feel like this is very similar to what we had last year, where we could maybe sweep a team.
Okay.
And maybe that team will sweep another team that maybe we didn't sweep. So it's going to be one of those seasons for us. I know for a fact that Nilsville's really good,
Right.
and they got some really good talent and really good basketball players in their program. And they're obviously well coached with Coach Geyer. So, I think it's going to be Nilsville, and then after that, I feel it's going to be a very competitive league after that.
Okay. You've only played one game, and
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, our schedule was set up. We just couldn't get anybody, during that Thanksgiving break time, and so we played, 10 days ago, 14 days ago, I don't know what it was. So we get to play tonight against Thorpe, and so this is almost like our first game again, all over again. So,
anything else you'd like to share with us that you?
No, when we played our first game against Marathon, everybody was kind of, we were all a little nervous about the whole thing. Didn't know what to expect from the team. I was real pleased with how we came out with a lot of energy, and we played, we played tough, and we played with some passion. I felt we made plenty of mistakes for improvement, but we came away with a win at Marathon, which was a good win for our team. So we were excited about that, and it's been like I said, a couple weeks since we played, but our practices have been very energetic, and the kids have been very into our practices, and I feel like we've improved. But so tonight's another test for us, because practice and games are completely different, and I'm hoping we're ready to play when we come out tonight.
Yeah, you're going to get into that grind now.
Yeah, we're going to have a lot of games coming up, like post tonight, next week. I think we have a couple games, and I think the week after that we have 3 games. So we get caught up fast, but it's a lot more games and less practice. So.
And the conference season begins next Tuesday, I think.
I think we do. I feel like we do play Kobe next week. I guess I haven't looked that far ahead, so I think we play Kobe next week, and we might even play Gilman next week. So yeah, we get into the conference season, and that's when the new season begins and the fun begins. So.
Well, thank you very much for your time.
You bet.
Again, you're watching Coach on the Couch. This is Joe Anderson here, joined by Mike Rueth of Loyal. Thanks for watching.
From humble beginnings in 1904, the Wheatrick family has grown Grassland Dairy Products into one of the largest processors of butter in the nation. Based in Greenwood, Wisconsin, the family and its hundreds of employees continue their pursuit of providing high-quality products that can proudly be served in restaurants and homes across America.